Well, your first mistake was thinking that this was in any shape, form, or fashion serious. Especially when we're talking a movie like High Fidelity. For no reason, seemingly. I mean, we don't have any, quote, reason, unquote, to be talking about this movie. But on this episode of the Kulturecast, my good friend and yours, he's been on the show a lot. He's been putting in the hours, as one might say. My good friend and yours, Mr. Andy Gnosis.
Hello.
You're
Always
a musician,
happy.
right?
I sure am. Well, I try to be.
We're talking about music movies.
Yeah, and I haven't seen, if any reason, if there's no reason other than I've never seen this movie. And it's one of your favorites, as you've told me.
Yeah, it is. Rewatching it, I think it has some issues.
I can't wait to ask the questions that I have to ask, and I'm hoping that I was valid in thinking what I was thinking while watching this movie. Although,
But yeah, so on this episode of the Kulturecast, we are talking about a little film like Andy just mentioned that is very near and dear to my heart. 2000's High Fidelity.
My store is called Championship Vinyl. Turn it off! It won't go any louder!
Now, baby, I'm sure.
I can't fire them. I hired these guys for 3 days a week, and they just started showing up every day. That was 4 years ago.
Rob Gordon has a successful business and a dedicated following.
I used to go to the Double Door to hear you spin. You were unbelievable.
But when it comes to dating,
Hi. Is this Penny Hardwick? Hi, Caroline.
he's still searching.
Are you in or out, Rob?
I'm sorry?
Are you in or out, Rob?
I'm in.
For the right woman.
What's your name?
Laura!
Now his search may have ended, but his problems just started.
I like you with Laura. I don't think much of this Ian guy.
What? Ian guy? You gotta be kidding me.
Touchstone Pictures presents
How's Ian? He's growing on me? He looks like he could grow on something.
What a night really was. What a night.
John Cusack, Jack Black, Lisa Bonet, Joan Cusack, Eben Yila, Tim Robbins, Lily Taylor, and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Based on the international best-selling novel,
Are you gonna line that flower bed all night?
No.
High Fidelity.
I'm looking for a record for my daughter. I just called to say I love you. Do we look like the kind of store that sells I just called to say I love you? Go to the mall. What's your problem? Do you even know your daughter? There's no way she likes that song. Oh, is she in a coma?
Is it 2000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the film is directed by Stephen Frears. It's based on the book of the same title by one Nick Hornby. Nick Hornby has written a whole lot of things about a boy, Fever Pitch, High Fidelity, just a couple things you might have heard of. And this film does star one John Cusack as Rob, a man who owns a record store in Chicago. He has a girlfriend. Maybe he has to deal with Jack Black. Yes. And Todd Luiso as well. And it's a coming of middle age romantic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exactly what you wanted, Andy.
I'm into it. I like it.
But I think you could make the case that it's a good double feature with Empire Records.
Yeah. Yeah. It still has the same vibes.
I would say this is tonally a little different.
Yeah.
That's, Empire. This is like what happened to the characters in Empire Records after Empire Records. I mean, it kind of is, they're kind of full of life and joy and happiness. And then, the 2000s roll around and
not so much anymore. They became a miserable fuck.
Actually, that's the question. This movie is Rob Gordon is a Gen Xer. Is he right?
I guess so.
So what age is he? What age are we supposed to interpret he is in this movie?
30?
30 on the dot, you think?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious, like what we think the age of his character is. So Cusack was born in 66. This movie comes out in 2000. So when this movie comes out, John Cusack is 34.
Okay.
So using that as a frame of reference. So in the film, so let's just say he's the age of the character on screen, which I think is fair. He looks about in his 30s, right?
Yeah, like early 30s.
So he would be, if he were alive now, he would be like in his mid 50s.
Okay.
Right. So he's a Gen Xer. So
Yeah.
well, again, because I think it's important to place what generation he is, because I think it informs a lot of things about this movie, good and very bad.
Yeah. Things that I would disagree with behavior.
Well, things that I disagree with as well. And that kind of behavior that's presented in this movie is not appropriate. Far from appropriate. But before we get to it, because we're going to get to it because it's one of the main topics of this movie in general, Andy, tell me a little bit about your first time watching High Fidelity.
I was excited to watch it, because it's about music and a record store, and I was hoping to get Empire Records again, but that's not what I was getting at first. I don't want to call it a slow burn. Like, the movie is not a slow burn. It was a slow burn for me to finally get into whatever this movie was supposed to be about. And in the end, I caught myself thinking, oh, wow, I liked that more than I thought I was going to. Because as soon as it started, first 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, this is kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like the whole narrating thing. And
I'm on board with that. Like, but that's a me thing.
Yeah, and I was like, I really don't know where this is going, but I don't want to call anything yet before I've seen the movie. But immediately I was like, I feel like I'm not going to like this movie. I feel like I'm going to have to drag to watch this movie. And I didn't. It picked up, and it introduced characters that I actually liked, and characters that were supposed to be annoying that I didn't find annoying. Love interests that were very interesting. Plot changes and character development was actually good. Characters that I started off not liking, I ended up liking towards the end of the film. So I enjoyed it. But will I watch it again? Maybe. It's hard to get me into rom-coms. And this was very much that, but with music, But it did have some really funny parts. That's the only way you can get me with a rom-com. It has to be either so stupid or it actually just has to be genuinely funny. And this had a lot of really funny moments.
So I could not tell you when I saw this movie the first time, but I just don't know. And it must have been when I was like 15 or 16, because it feels like something I would have seen at that age that kind of has had an effect on me. It's had a large effect on me, I feel like. I don't know why particularly. I mean, on this rewatch, I didn't really empathize with the character of Rob very much.
You're telling me
at all, frankly, in a lot of ways, because it's a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that's obviously the point, because I'm sure people like Rob Gordon do exist.
They do. Because I've met them.
Right. And so have I. But I think it's more to the point of, I don't think they're as charming as he is.
And most of the time, they're not as charming as they think they are.
And most of the time, you don't believe they are actually willing to change.
Right.
At least he claims he will. That's the problem with this movie that I think is the big issue. I genuinely believe they're not still together in this.
They can't be.
Right. Right.
He went through all of this shit to get her back.
Well, at the end of the movie, he feels like he understands what it takes to make her happy. That's kind of where the movie is left, is like, I feel like I know what to do now. And that's what he leaves it at. We're just skipping right to the end. But but at the same time, like we had to get out of the way here at the top of this. He is a very unlikable character. And like, I never picked up on that until this time.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, depending on when you first saw it, if I were to see it as a teenager, I probably would have been like, oh, I relate to this guy so much because he's brooding, he's mysterious, he loves music, girls keep hurting him, this and that. And watching it now, I fucking hated this guy. The pretentiousness of this guy, like okay, I'm just going to say straight up what I thought about Rob. Okay.
Go for it.
I thought Rob was a manipulative man-child who could not take responsibility for his own actions, blames everyone else, and makes sure that in the situation between him and a woman, she is the bad guy for leaving him, gives them shit for doing stuff that he was going to do anyways and is already doing, acts like a baby when he doesn't get his way, and thinks, or I don't know if he thinks it or just pretends to get laid, but he's not as deep as he acts like he is. He's not this tormented soul. He's a narcissist. The guy needs validation constantly. And guys like this are so fucking tiring. Like, they're draining. And as I was watching this, I was like, I've met people like this because all my friends date guys like this. And then they come to me. Is this what being straight is like? Is this like, he just reminded me of straight men. You know what I mean? Like, acting like they were cool and
straight men of a certain generation. Yeah, because I've met guys like this too, and they're just boring. But the girls, are head over heels for guys like this, and I get the appeal. I do, because I was, it's the emo thing, and it's they're cute, they're troubled, and they need help, but they really don't. They just want to be a big titty sucker, and that's it. By the way, I've never heard someone say the word breast as much as this guy says it in the first minute of the film. I was like, say breast one more time, Rob, and I'm turning off the fucking movie. He just wanted to see breasts. That's it. But I did not like Rob. You can tell. You can tell.
Period. Like, when he asked her about if she had sex with Ian, and she said, not yet, because this was very important to his ego. He was so fixated on what does not yet mean.
Right.
Does that mean I want to? Does it mean I'm going to? Does that mean maybe I will, maybe I won't? And he was so fixated on it that when he found out she hadn't yet, he celebrated by going out and getting laid. And
with Lisa Bonet, of all people. Yeah.
And then the next day or two or whatever, he finds out that she did finally do it. And what does he do? He throws a big temper tantrum and just storms out in the rain, sitting in his chair at home, brooding like a big baby. Like, if this is what being straight is like, then I was right on the nose making assumptions, because he's boring. Am I right?
He likes music.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a quote. I wrote it down. Okay. There's a quote in the movie that I found to be hilarious. Me and my friends have all agreed, and he essentially leads with that's from the record store, the two yo-yos at the record store.
Right.
What you like is more exciting than what you are like.
Okay.
And I think that cuts directly to your point why he's so boring.
Yeah.
Because he's one note.
Yeah, he's one note.
They talk about his fucking music.
Yeah, and when he said, which can be great, but they
not like this, bro.
No, they talk about music in form of gatekeeping. Like, you're not allowed to like that. You can't like this. Oh,
like when the guy who wants to buy Stevie Wonder shows up at the store.
I just love that he stopped before leaving and he just goes, "Fuck you." It slams the door. But that's what I'm saying. The pretentiousness is like, he's boring. And he even brought it up himself when he was making a mixtape, or whatever. He's like, oh, it could be, it's kind of dangerous because you're using someone else's poetry,
right,
to describe how you feel.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's exactly who you are, Rob. You're using someone else's poetry. Like, you're living out your favorite lyrics by being a brooding guy doesn't make music. I mean, I guess he's somewhat of a musician, isn't he? He's a
DJ. He's a DJ.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, he's a musician. I would never hang out with
being a DJ. I mean, it makes sense that he's a DJ when he owns his own record store.
Right. So, okay, then he is a musician. He is a very boring musician. The highlights I would get excited every time Jack Black showed up. That was when I was happiest, was when Jack Black was around, because it's Jack Black.
Well, and what's funny is like, this is the Jack Black role. I mean, this is the role that put him on the map.
Right.
It's this. It's literally this. He should have been nominated for the Oscar for this role. That's how good it is. It steals the show anytime he's in it. If you want to see where the Jack Black character comes from, what movie is it? It's this movie. It's literally this movie.
I just love every time he's being
within
strangled.
3 years of this movie, School of Rock comes out.
It's great. I wonder when Saving Silverman happened.
1 year after this.
Okay.
Next year after this, Saving Silverman, Shallow Hal, Orange County.
Look at him.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, this is the movie that makes Jack Black who he is today. Without this movie, we do not have Jack Black as Bowser in the Mario movie, as Claptrap in the Borderlands movie. He's not, cashing Kung Fu Panda checks and playing R.L. Stein. None of that happens without High Fidelity. And I think, to your point, rewatching the movie now, I realize now that it's like, it is just the Jack Black show.
It needs to be.
It should have been, but that's not the story that they're telling.
He mistreats him so much too. Is like, I mean, Jack Black's character comes with its faults, but it's done in
Jack Black's character is fucking annoying.
Yeah, but it comes with so much comedy that you can tolerate how annoying he is, because he's supposed to be annoying.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, nobody is really that. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand basic social cues.
Oh yeah, that guy's pissed. I should probably shut the fuck up. That doesn't happen with Jack Black.
No. And that's the thing when I say, like, he's not, like, Rob Gordon is not written realistically either. They're written as caricatures, as living stereotypes, but that's okay. Yeah, because again, like, that's in my mind, that's kind of the point of this movie.
I thought the bald guy, whose name I forgot,
Todd Luiso, who's like perfectly cast. He like perfect, right? Like that character.
Awkward.
Being played by that guy with that look, like perfect.
Yeah, I thought he was in love with Rob. I thought that was what was going on.
No, he's just like socially inept.
Okay, well, that's cool. I was getting like, let me do things for you vibes, which I just thought he was interested. But then, I remembered the year that this movie came out, or the time frame of which it came out. I don't think something like that would have been done with, at least not yet. But the first laugh I did was the Cosby sweater.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, Jack Black kind of steals it in every scene.
A Cosby sweater, and is like fully aware that he's irritating. And
well, then he takes it too far by being like, "Well, did Laura pick that out for you?" And it's like, you said the wrong. Yeah. Now you said the wrong thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Laura. With those bangs.
Yeah.
Those Gale Weathers Scream 3 bangs.
So what's funny is Ivan Helge, who is the actress who plays her, she's been in like practically very little American things, but this is like the one American thing that she's really like, she's known for this movie. Okay. Everybody in this movie, for the most part, like if you're not known for anything else, you're known for this movie. Her, Todd Luiso. I mean, in a lot of ways, when I think of John Cusack, this is the movie I think of. And look, I know I don't have the frame of reference for like early 80s John Cusack stuff, but when I think of John Cusack, this is the movie I think of. Sometimes Grosse Point Blank, but more so this one. I mean, this is the John Cusack role.
And Joan. We have Joan in here too.
Right.
Yeah.
The dueling Cusacks at one point. There's a scene where it's like cutting in between them.
Yeah.
And I even have a note here. The cuts in the dueling Cusack scene. No. Yes. No. I mean, she's great.
Yeah, I absolutely adore her. I think it's pretty cool to see them all in, because like Jack Black went on to do School of Rock, which
with Joan Cusack.
Joan Cusack, and she was fantastic in that film as well. But what was the other time I laughed? Well, obviously when they like are fantasizing about beating up Ian. It was hysterical. That was amazing. But he just picked up the phone and smacked him in the face with it.
And teeth fly out.
Yeah, and so that was awesome.
Tim Robbins.
Was that like foreshadowing? Because Jack Black was wearing a Clockwork Orange t-shirt during the attack.
There were a couple scenes, like that's the thing, the music cuts and some of the t-shirts that they wear. Like there's a scene where Catherine Zeta-Jones is like walking up a staircase and John Cusack is talking about how like he feels like he's like full of shit and like she'll see through him at any moment. And like how like he doesn't belong there and she's too good for him. Do you know what shirt she ends up pulling over herself?
What's that?
The Pretenders is what for the band The Pretenders.
Okay.
And it's like that, but then they have a bunch of music cuts where it's like, you know, I'm feeling sorry for myself. And then it's like the music cut is properly like the next needle drop is a proper, like directly ties into what the character is feeling at the time. And like, I've seen a lot of movies that do this as you have. And I mean, I would contend that anytime a movie uses a music cue or a needle drop, it's trying to convey some emotion. But
because the attack was very similar to something out of, you know, A Clockwork Orange, the guys jumping one dude kind of thing.
Right.
And his shirt was very, very clearly Droogs, you know, lined up.
Yeah. I know they use the music and t-shirts and kind of the visual imagery a lot in the movie to kind of reinforce the scene because you know there's the scene with the Beta Band, which I think is kind of always, it's one of the funniest scenes in the movie where he's just like, I will sell 3 EPs of the Beta Band now, and it's just like, what band is this? And these fucking people come and buy it. But it's like, I think for me, like I remember that Beta Band song because of this movie, and I think it's a testament to the quality of the needle drops for this movie. I mean, okay, this is what they've said, mind you. Again, I'm just going off of what they've said. Or excuse me, they listened to 2,000 music cues and picked 70. So, but still, I mean, it's 2,000 music cues, 2,000 needle drops is a lot. But they wanted to make sure that the music was good because, you know, the characters in the movie are such music. I mean, if the movie's about music snobs, you can't have shitty music in the movie.
Right.
So that's why you have stuff like the Beta Band. I mean, you've got Elvis Costello, Bob Dylan, the Velvet Underground, the Kinks. I mean, they're kind of digging into some lesser known bands like stuff with the Beta Band. But I mean, then they do have Dylan and Stevie Wonder rounds out the movie. I like the music in the movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's different than what I would expect in a movie like this.
Yeah.
It's like alt punk.
Well, yeah, because, you know, they talk about the Clash and they bring up Green Day as well.
Yeah.
So for its time, it was pretty up to date as well. With
Bruce Springsteen's in it.
Yeah. Well, you know,
for whatever reason.
Right. And then, you know, what was the character's name?
Marie DeSalle, Lisa Bonet. Is it?
Right.
Do you know what the weird thing is? Her connection to High Fidelity is?
What?
You know, they redid High Fidelity in 2020. On Hulu, on Hulu. Do you know? So they gender swapped the character. So Rob was played by Zoe Kravitz of all people. No joke. Isn't that wild?
I'm going to have to, it's on Hulu?
Yeah. But
now I'm intrigued.
Lisa Bonet's fucking daughter is now playing the role of the character that she starred opposite in the movie.
Is it good?
No idea. It didn't get renewed for a second season, but I don't think that means anything when it's a book.
It's a series? Yeah,
but it's like, how many seasons can you do? The book has a definite end.
Right.
It's not a long story. Like
yeah. I would have imagined it. High Fidelity to
like a mini series.
Okay, I had no idea, but now I'm like intrigued, and now I kind of want to watch it. You should have told me this, and then we could have talked about the show as well. That's the thing. Like I'd rather read the book. Right. I'm a binge freak. I can sit if it's good. I will sit and keep watching until it's like 5 in the morning. All right. Well, it's got Zoe Kravitz, and that's something. But it's just weird because her mom is right. Well, I would say one of the bigger characters in the movie. Yeah, I mean, I do like that Rob tells her, "I'll call you," and she's just like, "Okay, okay, bro." Like, sure, and then we never see her again, which is too bad because I would have called her. Oh, I would have called any of the women in the movie that Rob like emotionally abuses and doesn't deserve. There is a point in this movie where he goes out to dinner with a girl he went to high school with. Mm-hmm. The sweetie? Yeah, the girl, the movie critic girl. Oh, okay. And he's like, hey, why did you dump me? Do you want to have sex with me? And then you went and had sex with this other guy.
And she essentially is like, oh, it wasn't, but because I said yes, but it wasn't far from it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like,
SA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he brings up her fucking a traumatic experience, and this guy's a douche. Like, and then when she storms out, he's like, well, thank God he made it about him.
Jack, please. Like,
yeah. Like, and then he goes and has he manipulates all these women into giving him what he wants. He just wants validation, and they've moved the fuck on from his bullshit. Right.
Except for Lily Taylor.
Right. Well,
The Conjuring, or as I was writing in my notes, because I couldn't remember her. I was going to call her Lily Thompson, but that's a different. So I kept putting Conjuring Mom.
Yeah, or The Haunting, which also has Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh yeah. Weird.
Yeah,
this is a better movie. This is a better movie than that one, though.
Connections, but no. He went out with her too, and kind of just used her to.
What was he wearing in some of those like flashback scenes? He looked like a biker. He was wearing like leather jackets with like bandanas on his head.
Where he clearly didn't ride a bike. Like,
yeah, I was very confused.
I don't know.
And I had a hard time, like, again, so if he's in his 30s, all these women, he's just like harassing these like middle-aged, like mid-30s women.
Yeah. Whom, by the way, he doesn't deserve, and I don't buy.
Not a single one. I
don't buy he could get any of them to even be remotely interested. Laura, maybe. Like that one I bought. That's her name, right? Laura?
Yeah, you mean his main squeeze? Yeah.
Yeah, the main girl. But the singer, she was too beautiful for him, and talented and cool and funny. And then the what'd you say her name was? Lily?
Yeah. Well, that's just the actress's name.
Right, but I'm horrible with names. She's like, he made it very clear that she's just a sweetheart. She's just a good person.
And I could have slept with her if I had wanted. Like,
yeah, thanks.
Wow,
yeah,
dude.
Douche, and I'm glad Catherine Zeta-Jones just gave it to him straight and said, this is why. He had spark. He was exciting. He was glamorous. He was fun. You are a brick. Just blah. I wouldn't date this fucker.
He owns a record store, which sounds like a fun job.
Yeah.
And yet he's the most miserable motherfucker in the movie.
Yeah.
But yet, like, that's the point. He's a miserable motherfucker. He doesn't realize how little he has to be really miserable for.
Right. And that's where I said earlier, I shockingly started to like him a little bit closer to the end of the film, when he starts to have more of a character arc in realizing that he's been a tool all these years and realizing what he truly wants in life, which is Laura, and that the fantasies are just boring now. And
you know what? Maybe they are together in the end, because that final scene does seem oddly sincere. Yeah. And it is a nice monologue where he says, like you said, the fantasies are just fantasies. And the fantasies still have their own problems at home. I just don't worry about them because they're fantasies.
Because I don't have to see them.
Yeah. And, it's not what I want. He says he doesn't want to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
And like, I get it.
That's pretty sincere. I mean, that in itself does have its flaws, but it is sincere. That was what he was feeling.
Right.
Because if somebody told me that, well, basically what you're saying is you want to settle down.
Right. You're settling.
Like, you want all this other shit, but you're not going to, you can't keep chasing them because it's never going to happen because it's not realistic. So I'll do.
But she doesn't say yes.
No, she doesn't say I wouldn't either. Shit. But
she just goes like, thanks for asking.
Yeah. So she was sincere in her response as well. He didn't, I don't know what he was expecting. Maybe that's what he was expecting. Just to get it out, I like that he decided to produce a record for these two kids who were shoplifters.
Is their music good, or was it just like, every time I watch this movie, like, I have my final note for the movie is Kinky Wizards are question mark. Are they good? Is it just or is it just like movie music? Oh, this is great. Like, I was because like Jack Black is good. Like, that's the problem.
Oh yeah, Jack Black is incredible.
But the problem is, like, you put Jack Black and those yo-yos in the same scene with their music, unless 30 seconds apart, and it's like, I know which one of these is good.
Yeah. I found it to be actually pretty good. I thought it was very clearly 90s or 2000 like Beastie Boys punk type of music.
Right.
Which is not necessarily something I would listen to, but I didn't hear it and go, this is garbage, because I had to buy that someone like Rob would hear that and go, this is actually kind of good.
Right. Well, and that's
and I bought it. I bought that he would think that was good, and that this is the music of the future. It's something interesting and weird. The two guys that did it are idiots, but they might be onto something. God, I just, as soon as they were robbing the store, I was like, "That's another." I just
Warren.
I just wanted to hear. It's Warrens, basically 2 Warrens. I wanted to hear what's his name from Empire Records.
Ethan Embry.
Yeah, I just needed him to scream shoplifter.
No, instead you get John Cusack, get the door.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is at the beginning when Todd Luiso is like, I got the new Licorice Comfits album. It's pretty good. If you want me to tape it for you. That's a fake band. That's not a real band. I looked it up this time. I was like, that doesn't sound like a real band. It's not a real band.
Right.
In the book, he just makes things up to troll people who come into the store.
Right. Interesting. And then, that was when he was like, no, that's okay. You don't have to. And then he was like, I'm just going to do it for you. And he's like, all right.
It's no problem. It's no problem.
I do like when he was on the phone with his mom. That was funny. Shut up, Mom.
That's some cold shit.
He just told her to shut up. And which you shouldn't do, but it just sounds funny. The word "shut up, Mom," that's the immaturity in me,
especially being said by like a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, shut up, Mom, and just hangs up the phone.
I think the real question, Andy, is: would you ever sort your vinyl collection autobiographically?
Is that what he was doing?
That's what he said. He's like, it's not alphabetical. It's not chronological.
Right.
It's like, it's autobiographical.
No, that's stupid.
It's that gigantic record collection that he has.
Yeah, that's so specific. It's just easier. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then sorted out by genres.
I like the idea that someone would be so insane to sort their records out autobiographically from when they bought them.
What is that? Okay, I see what you mean.
How much of a narcissist do you have to be?
Right. Yeah, this is my first record. I'm
reinforcing my own mythology.
Right. Or to sort when you said
that's this movie, right?
I thought you meant autobiographically, like he was sorting them out by experiences. No, it's just in order of how. Okay. Well, that's fucking weird. I wouldn't do that, but
are there? I've never met anybody who's this into something as these guys are. That's all they talk about. They have no personality. It's like unformed.
Right. Can we talk about something else? No, they only talk about music. I'm a musician.
Top 5. These are my top 5.
Yeah, everything. The girl's dad died, and he was he immediately was just mixtape, top 5 sad songs about death or whatever. It's
that was Jack Black. That was Jack Black who said that. Again, the character with zero social mores in the film.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is they as a group collectively.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is just nonstop. It's always about music, and I live my life all about the music, but I do like to talk about other things. Movies, movies about music.
I think what it just goes to show is this movie is confronting, I guess, men who are on the spectrum. That's what it feels like.
What do you mean on the spectrum?
I feel like at least Jack Black, and not Jack Black, but John Cusack and Todd Luiso's characters are Rob Gordon's on the spectrum if he's a narcissist.
Oh, yeah.
Todd Luiso is probably on the spectrum as well. His character probably have social anxiety. It's just, you know what I mean? It's it's I don't know. I think Jack Black's character probably has something as well, just the way he acts.
Well, yeah, because he's starting a band that the guy came in and was like, when do you want to jam? He just treated it like it was no big deal. And of course he ends up killing it. Of course,
because he's Jack Black.
Yeah.
But all the male characters in the movie are man children. That's the way I perceive it. Is especially John Cusack's character. Because there's a scene in the movie where he's standing outside of Tim Robbins' apartment calling because he knows his girlfriend is in there.
In the rain.
And he's just harassing them.
Yeah.
It's like, you are a man child.
And Joan Cusack's character made a very valid point. She said, now, if anything, you're making it worse because now they are a unit. They both have something in common, and that is you. You are now the problem. It is them versus you because you keep harassing them as a couple.
Just so we're all aware, all on the same page, you and I would agree, if something like this is happening to you, someone is treating you this way, the way John Cusack's character treated the female character in this movie,
call someone.
Correct. You need to leave.
Yeah, for the sake of the movie, I get if it was comedic. I don't know. I found it to be harassment, you know.
It was comedic, but at the same time, like, it's not cute.
No, it's not. It
was trying to be cute. It felt like it was trying to pass off stalkerish, but it's an 80s and 90s and early 2000s thing, passing off creepy male behavior as cute when it's not. Like, standing outside of someone's apartment like that is not cute. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh, you should.
That's
but the movies. Yeah, the movies back then used to do that. You should see him. He followed me around like a puppy. It was so cute. Today, thankfully, no one is willing to put up with that shit. Women are not willing to deal with that shit. The guy won't leave me alone. I called the cops. I don't care if he's mad. You know what I mean? Like, I was on a date or I was shopping. I was at home and he's standing out there with a boombox, and it was weird.
It's like the antithesis of the boombox. Right. It's like the say it's like the say anything boombox for the disillusioned Gen Xers.
Right. It's supposed to be extremely romantic.
Yeah. It's not romantic to stand out in the rain and call someone.
I don't care how much I care about you. If I've dumped your ass and you're outside my window pleading and calling and harassing, I'm not going to take that as, wow, they're really proving to me that I matter. You know what I mean?
Take that as I'm glad that I left, and I need to make sure I do whatever I can to stay gone.
To stay away from this person. They are, oh yeah, that's another thing. He is possessive.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Why is it that
what do you know? What do you mean yet? It goes back to the thing you already said, the yet thing.
Yet. And it's like, that was what hit me so hard. I was like, this is the biggest.
It's like a psychosis, dude.
It's like, first of all, the contradiction, you know what I mean? And for him to be upset that she could have potentially slept with the guy, but she said not yet. And therefore he celebrated by getting laid.
Mm-hmm. The hypocrisy, dude, the double standard.
But then later on, he finds out she finally did do it, and he's angry. Mm-hmm. How could you? You know what I mean? And he didn't even say a word. He just stormed out. And I'm like,
I guess my question is, the question I have is, thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been anyone other than Tim Robbins' character, would he have cared as much? Or was it because they were like making fun of the fact that he lived above them and was like this kind of gross guy in his own regard?
Right. It could have been a why him situation.
I mean, and I kind of feel like that's what they make it. So it almost kind of gives you a little bit of it makes it less. It's not that it makes it less creepy, but for the sake of the movie, the person that they're making it, they already had an interaction with. It's not just someone out of the blue. And that person is kind of antagonistic on their own. Like that's the thing. Like
Sure.
I don't know. Like, I'm not making excuses for the movie, but the fact that the person that they're portraying as the other is kind of so awful also. And again, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to do the movie's work for it because the movie put itself in a problematic situation and tried to just get away with it by saying, well, then you found this cute before and other things.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it could be that situation. It doesn't change much.
No, it doesn't change anything really.
But it could be it's not so much that you slept with someone. It's that you slept with that fucking guy.
The guy who was banging above us all the time.
Right. That we made fun of all the time. The guy that is so antagonistic and a douche lord and has a, what did they call it? A Steven Seagal ponytail. Maybe that's the reason. I'm hoping that's what it is, because who she sleeps with is none of his goddamn business. They're not together. And he was doing the same thing.
They're not together, and she has made it as clear as crystal that they're not together.
Right. So what the hell? So I'm hoping that's the situation. If that's the situation, it sheds a little bit of light on it. Just a little.
Not much.
but not much. Yeah.
No, yeah. For me, it's for me, it's creepy. For me, his behavior, especially towards the Tim Robbins' character, is just. I will say though,
it's
uncalled for.
Yeah. That being said, even if it is that fucking guy, she's allowed to.
Right.
That's her prerogative. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
she doesn't need his permission.
Right. If I want to sleep with that annoying fucking guy, then I will. And she did. She did. But why him? Like it does beg the question, why him?
I have no idea. That was what I didn't understand either.
Man, I think she kind of explained it a little bit, right? That she's not really living with him. She's just staying there until she finds out what's going on or something. I don't know. Aside from all that, the movie was funny. It did have
rom-coms are always problematic, aren't they?
Yes.
I think just by definition.
Yes. They're like Adam Sandler rom-coms or like any Adam Sandler movie where because I've noticed this, he's always the producer behind them, especially the most recent Adam Sandler type of movies. The guy always has a babe of a wife or girlfriend.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's just probably in the contract for any Adam Sandler movie is whether you buy it or not, his wife or girlfriend has to be banging.
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek is his wife in a movie. You know what I mean? Like
in Grown Ups, right?
Grown Ups. Yeah. And there's other films, Billy Madison, he gets the teacher and she fucking hated him. You know what I mean? Happy Gilmore, he gets, I forgot her character's name.
Terry Bowen.
Right. And so like he gets
a Modern Family lady,
beautiful women who are too good for him. And
what's the Fairuza Balk, right? In Waterboy.
Oh, that's right. And it's just so funny that that's in every single one. Maybe not that Hubie Halloween one, but that's what I was getting here with John Cusack. I was like, I can buy that women would be into this guy. Like I can. But
he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, but I can't buy that those women are into him. Catherine Zeta-Jones, come on.
Well, but that's the point. I mean, he says as much in the movie.
Right.
Where it's like she's clearly punching down.
Obviously.
Like, but he said, but again, like he says as much.
And the singer.
The thing with the singer, it was like it's like an amplification of the Lily Taylor thing, right? They have that scene where they're like, "What's yours called? What's yours called?" And it's like, "What are our exes called that we're inevitably going to go back to?"
Yeah, right.
Lisa Bonet's great in this movie. It's too bad she doesn't have much to do, but
I loved that.
She's just playing herself, I guess. It's kind of the way I always interpreted it. It's like
chill.
Yeah, just playing herself.
Just chill and pretty and talented and cool.
She looks the same.
I want to be her.
Right.
Like as soon as the movie was over, I was like, if there's another takeaway from it, I want to be that person. Actually,
Lisa Bonet looks better now than she did then. And this is like 20 plus years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing. She's fantastic. And her daughter is just as good.
Yeah. Looks just like her too.
Good Lord, spitting image, right? I mean,
and she's with Jason Momoa, right?
She was.
Oh, I thought they were rekindling that. I can't list John Cusack movies.
Right. Like this is when I think of John Cusack movies, this is the one.
Yeah, that'd be more up my girlfriend's alley. Like she's very into his movies. Joan, I could list because I love her.
Toys. I love Toys.
Yeah.
Oh, must love dogs.
Is Toys the one that you were telling me about that it was, is it Robin Williams?
Yeah. And Joan Cusack and LL Cool J.
That's just so funny. Yeah. You sent me the trailer for that. My God.
I love me some Joan Cusack, man.
I'll give it a shot. I do love Robin Williams. So
Joan Cusack's great.
She's great. Yeah. I don't remember the first movie I ever saw her in. Maybe I didn't even see her. Maybe the first time I heard her was Toy Story 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's same probably.
Yeah. I probably heard her before I ever saw her. In anything.
My God. Oof. I always forget about that she's she's the voice of Jessie. Man, that she's getting real Disney money.
Yeah.
That's there's a difference between Marvel and Star Wars money and that money. That's like Toy Story money is right.
It's gold.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. I'd rather have Toy Story money than gold.
Yeah.
Because like, when is Toy Story not going to be relevant?
Right. No, it keeps going, and she's great in those.
Yeah.
And then when I think it was School of Rock happened, her voice stood out to me, and I was like, that sounds like Jessie from Toy Story, and it turned out it was. So fell down that rabbit hole. Love her in that. Love her in what's that 80s movie that she's? Is this 16 Candles? She's in that, right?
Those movies I have very little frame of reference for.
I think she's in 16 Candles, the girl with the neck brace on the school bus.
Do you remember at one point she was on SNL?
No.
She was on SNL from 85 to 86. Can you imagine that?
Oh, wow. Maybe I have seen it. I just can't recall. No, she's great, and she's funny, and I don't know. One thing that I heard about the School of Rock performance was that it just felt like Joan Cusack was doing a Joan Cusack impression. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Well, whatever. She was hilarious in that movie.
I love Joan Cusack. School of Rock is a movie that I have not seen in a very long time.
With Jack Black.
I know.
That movie's awesome. It still works today. That movie's like, it doesn't even feel like a kid's movie. It's just a rock and roll Jack Black movie. Like, it holds up today, in my opinion. Like, I've watched it recently, and I'm like, this movie is still funny, and the music is still awesome. Like, the soundtrack is incredible. The performances are great. The cast is funny.
Well, it's like the Jack Black. It's like, for me, you could go from this movie to School of Rock pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, there's a logical line, because honestly, the character that he plays in High Fidelity kind of feels like his character from School of Rock.
Right. And that can be said for a lot of Jack Black.
But that's why I said the thing about, like, this is the Jack Black performance. Like, if you want to see where everything else comes from, everything else is kind of a more distilled version. It's this movie. Yeah. And that's like the big, like, honestly, as good as this movie is, as good as John Cusack is, as much as I enjoy, because I mean, as you know, the character that John Cusack is playing is just a character. Like, John Cusack is, I'm sure, I don't know. This? Well, I have no idea. Right.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Not. John Cusack is from Chicago. John Cusack really liked the book. So maybe he resonated with the character. That's what I'm getting at. He's also a name on the screenplay. Okay. So maybe this is, again, I imagine this is who John Cusack is. The good parts of the character, not the bad parts.
Right.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I don't even remember the bad parts of the character. I didn't remember how bad the character was until I rewatched it. Because like the good parts in a lot of ways are so good that you kind of forget about how big of a piece of shit he is.
Seriously.
Yeah. Because he's a miserable piece of shit.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I was able to watch it and not feel like it was romanticized. Like, he was pretty straightforward in saying, yeah, I did all those things.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't make it, like, that's the one thing about this movie that works. And like, I think you enjoy it. And the reason that I still enjoy it is because it is a Gen Xer coming of middle age movie. Mm-hmm. And if this movie were made in the late 80s, early 90s like this, it would have been more for the generation before Gen X. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to call them boomers, right? But Gen W, whatever the hell you want to call them.
Yeah.
And I think there would have been none of the self-awareness. Because that's what that's what Gen Xers have that the people before them sometimes didn't, the self-awareness. And then we have it even more. And then people younger than us have it more than we ever could even imagine to.
Right.
But like, that's the thing that I think ultimately saves the movie for me in this rewatch now is like, at the end of the movie, while I don't know if he ends up with Laura, and that's obviously the point in a lot of ways of the movie, I could see that he actually has made a decision to change. But that's the thing. Like, in other movies, maybe made 10 years earlier, I would not have believed that character could change. Mm-hmm. In this movie, I believe John Cusack's character does change at the end of the movie. Cause like you said, what choice does he have?
Right. And, you know, because as soon as the reporter lady came in, I was like,
here we go again.
Here we go. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, you spent the whole movie bitching about wanting Laura back, and you guys are finally back together. Which, by the way that they got back together was
Deus Ex Dead Dad. That's what I have in my notes. Deus Ex Dead Dad.
Yeah.
If her dad had not died, they would not be back together.
It's interesting, and I like what
it's a little plot contrivancy though.
Right, but I do like what John Cusack told him, because he was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, beat myself up for the rest of my life? Just keep apologizing like 1,000 times? What difference would it make? And she says, I think the one time will do, because he does just the one thing he refuses to do is just apologize.
Yeah,
you know,
for being such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, so he's like, well, what am I like? He has it in his head that apologies don't mean anything, therefore I'm not going to apologize. Doesn't realize it just takes the one time. And
that the universe is not out to get you.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, I can apologize 1,000,000 times. What am I supposed to do? And she's like, the one time will do. And he does it. And guess what? It works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's where I feel like I said, like the generational kind of why I wanted to define John Cusack's age at the beginning of this podcast, because I want it to be made very clear who this is made for. There are plenty of people our age who will be aghast at this movie.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
They would be like, oh my God, cancel this movie. And like, I think that's being idiotic, because is this character terrible? Yes. But would you rather the starting place be he's already a good person and then there's no story to tell? Yeah, no, I understand. We don't like it because we're made to not like it.
Right. And it's very easy.
Right.
It's very easy to just disregard someone like that and say, well, that person sucks, and therefore
they will always suck.
They will always suck. And yeah, we are the generation that is very okay with cutting people off.
Right.
Emotionally.
Right.
And I do it too. That person is toxic. I don't want it in my life. Boom. Done. That's not to say I've ruined their life by leaving. That's to say I'm just helping myself out here. But if it's that easy to dismiss someone who could change, that just all depends on you. If you want to see that through, you know what I mean? I think that's where I come from. Some of the people I cut out, I chose to, because I did not want to deal with it. But it could have been a different situation just as easily if I was like, you know what? I really do see that there could be change and it could work. I'm going to give that a shot too. But I don't think it's fair to just generalize the idea of, oh, he sucks, canceled, hate him.
Yeah.
Because then there's no room for improvement on anybody's part. We just easily walk through life cutting people out. And which, like I said, I do it too. But, you know, some people do deserve a chance. And I think a character like him, or that character specifically, starting off, even I was like, this guy's a douchebag. I fucking hate him. But
I think this is the only time this character has ever worked for me, because you get to see him and I think it's the thing that you pointed out at the beginning that makes this work. You get to see his interior monologue. Without it, I think you would still hate this character by the end of the movie.
You mean as far as like
his interior monologue is essentially him talking to the audience. Without that, I think you would still hate him by the end of the movie, because you would not understand what's going on inside of his head. And I think that's the thing that makes this movie different in a lot of ways than a lot of these other kinds of movies. Is a normal rom-com, it's just two characters interacting with each other. He's interacting with all these other people, but he's also interacting with us, the audience. And he's saying, like, I know I'm not perfect. And like hearing the character say that is a lot different than just watching the character be terrible and not realizing that they know they're terrible.
Right. And it would have helped, I guess, a little bit to hear him acknowledge, I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably shouldn't have done that. This was a mistake.
Probably the problem is some of that stuff he just didn't care.
Yeah. Like, you know, bringing up a traumatic experience for that girl. Didn't apologize.
Absolutely terrible.
Didn't even acknowledge that it was terrible. He was just like, all right, well, check, please. And that was that. So
yeah. Oh, I'm not making excuses for a lot of that, because most of it's still terrible. And he's
a douche.
Yeah. He just doesn't know how. He is emotionally stunted.
Yeah. He's a man-child. And
yeah. I mean, that's, you know, again, like he's still a man-child. Like at the end of the day, he's still a man-child.
I mean, if he's the type of guy that will slam the phone down on his mother after telling her to shut up, what else do you expect from him in a relationship? You know what I mean?
Right. No. And that's, again, like, that's kind of where I come down ultimately on this movie. Is it's an interesting look at not a generation of guys, but a certain subsect of a generation of guys who exist existed and exist in a kind of weird state of constant agitation.
Yeah. Why me? The world owes me shit. And if
it's not the world owing me, it's the world is
against me. Almost singularly against me and no one else. Yeah. Men like this have what's called main character syndrome.
Right.
They are convinced it is all about them.
Everyone in this case, though, he just happens to be right. That's that's why it's a movie. And
in the movie,
really.
Yes.
Right. But that's my point.
But a guy like this,
right,
is only like this because they're convinced. I mean, shit, the guy fucking talks to the camera, you know?
Right.
It's very like Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. Don't know if you've ever watched, but it was interesting when I would watch that show as a teenager. I was like, I related to the character of Carrie, thinking she was glamorous and everyone else sucked and she was right. But now I'm older, maturing, is realizing that she's the villain. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's kind of like this then.
Yeah, it's like this.
It's Sex and the City is kind of like High Fidelity.
It is because only just raunchier, but it is romantic comedy. And this movie was giving me Sex and the City vibes, like big time. And
but for guys.
Well, guys can watch Sex and the City. It's really sure, but it's not that gay of a show. Trust me.
But I'm talking about target audience.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. If you're a guy and you're scared to watch Sex and the City, but you like High Fidelity, trust me, you'd probably like Sex and the City. Like
right.
But John Cusack's character reminded me very much of Sarah Jessica Parker's character in that the world is out to get them. And they feel like they're owed everything and they constantly need validation, whether it's from who is with them at the time or who was with them before. Why did we break up? I still don't understand. Why him? Why her? Would you marry me if it was a different situation because you married her?
I was technically first. I was technically first.
I wanted to punch the screen. Like, do you really care that much if you were the first? Like, who gives a flying fuck? And that's where
only he does.
Right. So it's the main character syndrome. Fuck everybody else, right? Because they're all just playing a little part in the world that is your movie. Same thing with Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. The other girls are just little, side characters when really they're more interesting than the main character is. And I think the same thing here in High Fidelity. A lot of the other Sarah Gilbert's character, you know what I mean, seemed more interesting.
Oh yeah. Todd Luiso's totally cute little girlfriend.
Yeah, his cute little, oh my God, how adorable were they?
Right.
I wanted to follow them and see what happens with them.
Perfect, like two perfectly cast actors in two perfect roles, right?
Yeah, so like the people that usually are convinced that they are the main character, although he is because this is a movie, but I mean in life.
Sure, I know.
Are boring and their friends are more interesting.
I mentioned the thing about but in this one, he happens to be right, because if you went and saw this movie, I would hope it would be a wake up call to you if you acted this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Seriously.
I mean? Like it only happens to work this way because he's in a movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is not appropriate behavior. I'm not saying it's appropriate behavior here, but here it's contained to fiction.
Yeah. No.
It's a movie for fuck's sake.
I'm hoping that it was portraying this character that way on purpose.
It was.
Yeah,
I think it's a benefit to people who watch this movie to avoid that kind of person, or if that person's in your life, to maybe talk to them about it, because they need it. They need someone to talk to them. Clearly,
yeah, and it works. In that case, it works because there's a lot of miscommunication about movies. What can be said, what can't be said. It reminds me of a situation last year where people were coming forward saying that the movie Hairspray is racist, but they had never seen it. They just found out that, a lot of racist words were used in the film. Little do they realize that the movie is not racist. The movie has racists in it.
You've seen Blazing Saddles, right?
Sure.
It's the same fucking thing. People like cancel Blazing Saddles. Like, did you realize that movie portrays the racist like idiots, and the non-racist, i.e. essentially all of the African-American, indigenous actors are all the smart ones. And there are some white actors that are, like the more in tune ones, the non-racist ones, but all the racist characters in the movie are presented like morons. Please tell me how the movie is racist. It's making the racists look stupid. Yeah,
there's a complete difference. I will back that up. Hairspray is not a racist movie. Hairspray is a movie about racism and discrimination.
Right.
And it's all based around a television show where they won't have integration like full time. It only happens on what they call, I don't even want to say the word, but it's just a specific day dedicated to having Black people dance on their show. So in a movie like this, in High Fidelity, I would hope that the movie is not seen as a misogynistic movie as much as it's seen as a movie about misogyny.
About a misogynist.
Yeah.
Or someone who's exhibiting misogynistic tendencies.
Right. And therefore portraying it in a way where you can watch it and as a viewer going, well, I hope I don't act like that. And because obviously he's in the wrong. To make it clear that he's in the wrong.
And I want to hope that is what it is. But the scenes where it's serious and then comedy is used to diffuse it, I think may speak to that not being the case.
Right.
Right.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Can you make a joke with the character when they're doing something as terrible as that? When we're trying to say that terrible thing, they're just doing it to show that he's terrible.
Right.
I don't know. I'm going to err on the side of this movie understands that he's a misogynist and is not validating misogyny, because that's what he is. He's a misogynist. He's controlling. He's he's on the spectrum. He has a personality disorder.
He's manipulative.
But he has a personality disorder. I mean, again, like he has a personality disorder, but at the same time, well, narcissism is a personality disorder.
Well, does he have narcissism? Because I know, there's people that have narcissistic tendencies.
Sure, I don't know if he is a textbook narcissist.
Right. Okay. Because like narcissists are dangerous. You know what I mean? It's like Scott Disick from the Kardashians. Like that guy is a fucking narcissist. It's like Kanye West. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he's stalking and doing stuff in this movie that would be considered dangerous.
True.
I mean, again, it's like at some point it's not creepy. It's like, oh, like you said, he's like, oh, he follows me around like a puppy dog. Like
it's scary.
1 degree further and it's creepy.
Yeah. Creepy. Yes. But it's getting close to now just scary.
Right. And that's my point. Again, it's like, I don't know the movie.
And how seriously does he take women's feelings? You know what I mean? Because
I feel like
they could have told him anything that was supposed to be really heartfelt or just between you and me. And I don't think he would have given a shit. Like I'm just here for one answer. Why'd you dump me? And he did it to all of them. And they all opened up about something and he didn't like the answers. So
he just dipped.
And left them to clean up the emotional mess that he stirred up in their brain, Yeah. Fuck that guy.
especially with Joelle Carter's character, the one from high school. It's like she took agency and took control and said, I'm fucking leaving. I'm not putting up with your man baby bullshit.
Yeah.
And that should have been everybody's response, because again, it's like that like, that's the thing about this movie that we kind of didn't really talk about. We kind of talked about it, but we haven't talked about it. There's kind of 3 movies here. There's the record store movie, which is him, as the record store owner, and you get the beta band scene and you get the Kinky Wizard stuff. Then there's the other movie where it's the stuff with him and Laura. And then you have kind of the third movie where it's him going and talking to the 5 ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
And like,
it's like 500 Days of Summer.
Right. And this movie is almost 2 hours. We didn't even mention that. This movie is 7 minutes shy of 2 hours. It's it's kind of a slog, really.
It is. When they got back together and I was like, oh, okay, we're reaching the end. I clicked pause.
Like just 20 minutes left.
Still 20 minutes. I was like, why is there 20 more minutes?
Because the record store part of the story has to wrap up. And it's like the Kinky Wizard stuff. It's almost unneeded.
Well,
something should have gone in this movie. Something needed to be taken out of this movie because it went too many directions at once. And I think it's, from what I can tell, again, I haven't read the book. It's on my list of things to read. This is almost the book, like
Yeah.
From page to screen, which kind of makes sense because the way it's written and all the stories kind of coalesce right at the end. But there are parts of the movie that feel very theatery, like stagey, like all the scenes in the record store are like, you could take those out and turn them into like one man scene, like one act scenes, right? Because they kind of are.
Yeah. I mean, I keep going back to this scene because it really is important that we discuss how wrong it is. But the scene where he gets dinner with the high school girlfriend, her reaction was obviously valid,
appropriate.
And I'm wondering, was it supposed to be funny? Was she supposed to be looking like, oh, just a crazy emotional chick?
And that's what I was saying about, like, you have these emotional moments undercut with jokes. Does that then reinforce to us or give us an idea that it is supposed to be funny and not a condemnation of this kind of behavior?
Right.
I think it leans towards the comedic.
Funny. And it didn't work because I was like, put it in a different movie that's just a drama or something. And this would have been a very serious scene.
Fucked up.
You bring up somebody's traumatic experiences. You can't make fun of the fact that, it's just women being crazy because women are emotional. Sorry that you're an emotionally stunted piece of shit, but I'm going to feel what I'm feeling because you stirred it up. You know what I mean? And so she was clearly valid in reacting the way she did. I'm surprised she didn't throw a fucking drink in his face. And
he deserved more than what he got.
Yeah, seriously. And for him to just end it on okay, well, check, please. That was the joke. There's a scene in The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
Second time that movie's come up now.
Yeah. Where he goes back to his hometown and meets up with a girl that he used to be, childhood honeys with or whatever. And he brings up something traumatic that happened to the both of them via her father. And it's something that she hasn't thought about in years, but he just decides to pop up and bring it up because he wants answers, and she makes it very clear how upset that this makes her. You disappear for how many years and you show up just to stir this shit up in my head.
Right. Throw a grenade into a room and then walk away.
Right. And
that's what I call it when it happens to me in my own life. That's how I describe it.
Well, what happens is she runs away. He goes home and is like, whatever, I didn't get what I was asking for. She took her own life, and that is something that could have very well happened in High Fidelity because it happens in real life. And for it to just be made out to be like a joke that she's
actually played for laughs, more or less.
Yeah. Well, and she left in tears. So who knows what that girl went and did,
Right,
she
right.
Probably went on a bender or something. And I'm just trying to make it clear that was not okay. Like in the movie, as I was watching it, I was like, I hope this isn't trying to be funny and then he said, check, please. And I was like, this is supposed to be funny. It was not funny.
Well, and I think for me, that's the issue is it's not funny. And again, I do think that because the movie is kind of pushing in that direction, it's trying to be funny.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Don't you? I mean, I'm not, I don't want to be that guy and assume that the movie is being tone deaf, but it feels kind of like it's tone deaf.
It's tone deaf. A guy made this and was like, whoever directed it.
Again, it's pretty, I think it may even go back to the Nick Hornby book. I want to read the book. I want to understand the source material. And maybe this is in the book. Mm-hmm. So again, if they're adapting the book and this is in the book, then I understand. But this scene, again, it kind of speaks to the rest of the problems with the movie.
Yeah.
Tonally problematic.
But my big takeaway, once again, is one, I want to be the singer. She's fabulous. And two, Jack Black is hilarious.
He's great. That's the problem with this movie is Jack Black almost deserves to be in his own movie as this character.
Yeah. And those are my takeaways from this movie. my positive takeaways, the music's cool.
Music's great.
But the name of the movie sounds like a like an action. I don't know. When you said High Fidelity, I was like hi-fi and lo-fi. It sounded like an action.
I mean,
film.
I know that's just what I mean. That when you unshort and hi-fi and lo-fi they sound. I mean, Fidelity, right? Like Fidelity means what? It's a music thing, but it's also like a relationship thing, right?
Yeah, about loyalty to something.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think Rob's very loyal.
I don't think so either. So I think
honestly, you know what? If you want my final thought, where was that story beat going with him and the woman from that magazine? It came
he
and
wanted her.
Yeah, but it came and went. He's making a tape for her and then nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's like they were like 7 minutes need to be cut out of this movie, so it's not 2 hours. And it's like, so cut. It seems like she was supposed to be a bigger character. Yes or no?
I see what you mean, but I think she was only there to make him realize he didn't want anyone else.
Really reinforce it.
Right. Like make sure. So she's not supposed to be a big character. She's supposed to be a possible,
the last possible outroad.
Right. Like just one more temptation that you could take and just go back to your old ways, or it'll make you realize you don't want to, and you don't need to, because you have Laura.
The universe is stacked against him, Andy.
It was Jesus. He sent that girl.
His only begotten magazine woman.
Yeah, and I like that Laura's not a dumbass. She made it she was aware of what he was doing.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, you were just making a mixtape for some girl, and now you're going to ask me to marry you? Like, I'm not dumb. Like, because she didn't bitch him out or anything either. When he said, I'm making a tape for this girl, you could see it in her face that she knew.
She knows what that means, because he made a mixtape for her.
Yeah. So she knows what he's doing, but she didn't say anything. She was just like, okay. Well, we'll see what happens, since you're such an unpredictable, brooding musician. You know what I mean? By the way, don't date musicians. Just don't.
Andy, it's coming from a musician.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, not all of them are like this, but most of them are like this.
I want to point something out, how much I absolutely loved the city of Chicago in this movie.
Uh-huh.
I think it kind of captures Chicago the way I want to believe Chicago still exists.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it looked like a fun.
Right. You go to places to listen to live music, and you wander down to the record store, and
there's
these
just,
cool, trendy places to eat.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is still there because of Chicago.
Man, I'll tell you what, those apartments now that they live in, holy shit. What jobs are they? He can't afford that apartment on a record store job anymore. What's Rob Gordon up to right now? What's Rob Gordon up to in 2022?
He lives in a record store.
Does he work at the Apple store? Just a disillusioned 50-year-old man working at the Apple store.
He sold the record store and moved to Texas.
With Laura?
And became Andy Gnosis. No, I'm kidding.
Do they stay together? Like, in your head canon, where's Rob Gordon now?
I think they're together.
Yeah, right.
I think they're married.
They're just cool older couple that live in Chicago, right?
Yeah, and I think that now they laugh about, their slutty days.
Right.
Like, remember when you were like a man whore? Yeah. But those days we can laugh about them now because it was that long ago. That's where I can see that, and that's where I hope they are. Where she can just roll her eyes and be like, "Oh my God, yeah, I remember that."
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
laugh.
And that's that for me is like, I think that's the big takeaway from this movie is, like, people are terrible to each other, but your hope is always that there is, like, that light at the end of the tunnel to another part of your life, or another moment past this one, if this one is particularly shitty. I do want to end this episode on kind of a funny note. Do you know who the role of Dick was offered to originally? Todd Luiso's character. I'll do anything, whatever, I'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Who?
Someone that you and I both really like in another movie. Series of movies, even.
In what other movie?
It's a horror series. This actor would not have worked at all in this role. It was not the way it was written.
Was it Amityville?
No. Something we really like, you and I.
Scream?
It's exactly who you think it is.
Matthew? Really? Oh,
David Arquette. See what I mean? It wouldn't have even worked.
Yeah, no, I like David Arquette. You know what? I could
doofy,
see that,
like doofy vibes.
Yeah,
or I guess not doofy. I guess officer. I get, but yeah, like the doofus character. Like,
yeah,
the way the character isn't, you anticipate he's going to be.
I mean, David Arquette's a funny guy.
Yeah, but that character, like, I can't see anyone in that role. Anyone else?
Right. Now that we've seen it.
No, I think just like that, like the look of Todd Luiso, like, you know what I mean? Like that character's personality, like he's written in such a way where he's like this, just kind of like small, just kind of like a little shaky dog human being. Like, I don't know how else to describe him.
Yeah, it's a little wimpy.
I didn't think he was wimpy. I just thought he was kind of like just always kind of just like.
No, I guess he's
like
not wimpy.
Shaky, like a little like shaky, just kind of like.
I mean, he was the first to throw the phone at the guy's face, so that was pretty cool. He just grabbed it, and just went for it. So in fucking Rob Gordon's mind, he's the most aggressive of the three of them. Yeah, he just
yeah. Get him. Tim Robbins, man. We didn't even really talk about Tim Robbins. What a fucking creep.
No, thank you.
Good.
And that
God.
hair was clearly a wig, but
get it, G. He's just like the most. I mean, what's funny is that character, like we mentioned, like what Rob Gordon does is terrible, but like that guy is such a creep on his own. Like in any other context, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I like the music. I like how he likes them. He's like making fun of the music. He's like, you know, whatever world music is popular that week. Oh, the patchouli. I mean, you can like, he's such a well-written character. Like you can smell his apartment.
Yeah. And I just love that he was making, what were they eating? He made like a sauce or something.
I need a second opinion.
Like, oh my God, you're that guy. I don't. I just cook the food. And if you like it, you like it.
What about the scene where he's like, you are his plaything? And then it's just like Tim Robbins and the female actress having like the most fakey of fake sex ever known to man. It reminded me of that scene in Zoolander where they're like spinning in the room. Do you know what I'm talking about? Towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good movie. Should we watch that? Should we watch that movie next?
You would have to make it both.
I am not watching that second one again. I downright refuse.
Again?
I've seen it once. I would never watch that movie again.
I was so shocked to see Susan Boyle in that.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, they were like at the airport or something, and it was like paparazzi, and it was for Susan Boyle, and it was actually Susan Boyle making a cameo where she like flips them the bird or something.
Zoolander 1 came out in like 2001. Zoolander 2 came out in like 2018. Like
yeah, it had Justin Bieber. Somebody's going around killing attractive people, basically.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig, and she just floats.
Was she the villain? Okay, was she the villain?
Yeah.
That was the time where like Kristen Wiig was in everything too.
Right.
That was where Kristen Wiig was in like every comedy movie that was coming out.
Yeah, she's more of like physical because I actually do find her really, really funny. But Zoolander 2, I haven't seen it completely. I've only seen the first like 20 minutes. I'm not sure why I stopped it.
So you've never even seen it?
No.
So now we have to do this.
Is Zoolander and Zoolander 2.
Does Zoolander kind of tonally work with this movie in a way? Like a movie about a man-child? I mean, Zoolander is kind of a man-child.
Yeah, but it's such a parody of a man-child.
Right, sure. But like, could you not take value in watching a parody of those kinds of movies?
Maybe. I mean, I
haven't seen the OG Zoolander in probably a decade.
What about the Sister Act movies? You ever seen those?
What? No, I've never seen any Whoopi Goldberg anything.
I mean, Sister Act is a great one. If we're just naming old movies that we could watch.
Well, I was just thinking of movies that came out, like, because this movie came out in 2000 and it feels it.
Yeah.
You know, when I think of movies, Sister Act was like the 90s.
The 90s, yeah. And there's a third one coming out.
Well, see, now that there's a third one coming out, we're not going to do those until the third one comes out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, just write it down.
Write it down.
Sister Act trilogy.
Yeah, we'll get Mark Begley in on it.
More sistery and
it's a horror movie, all right. I was just thinking like movies that came out at this time featuring like male actors in these kind of like man-child roles. It's like this, then you have Anchorman, Zoolander. Like, tell me those aren't movies with essentially a similar character played in varying degrees of comedy.
Yeah.
Like, this is more serious, sure.
Mhm.
But is Zoolander not just a man-child coming to terms with the fact that he's a man-child?
I mean, Step Brothers.
Anchorman. I mean,
Complete man-children.
Will Ferrell, anything from 2000 to 2010?
Yeah.
Really? Like Ricky Bobby. Was there another one? There's like one or two more Will Ferrell roles that I'm thinking of where he's just like an unrepentant man-child. I mean, Step Brothers, obviously.
Yeah.
But like these movies of like middle-aged, like just shy of middle-aged guys, like having these like crises of like identity. And this is one of those movies. Because I guess there's like they like touch on this subplot that he was like, went to school for architecture for like 7 years or something.
Right. I don't know.
And I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
With anything, yeah.
Again, like that's like, I think my biggest takeaway from this movie is I forgot that it was 2 hours long.
Yeah, holy fuck. I was like, what is he doing to me? High Fidelity, it's an hour and 30 minutes. 2 hours?
Yeah, I'm again, like I said, the way the movie is written, it feels it shows its literary kind of origins.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has those kind of three plots that then right at the end tie up. And I wouldn't even say they really tie up that event at the end of the movie where all the plot lines are kind of shoehorned in together. So, but there is that nice moment at the end where he's like, I'm starting to figure out what it takes to make Laura happy. And that part at the end always makes me cry. And it did last night when I watched it. Because it's like, that is really the big takeaway. Is like, maybe don't worry about what makes you happy. Worry about what makes your partner happy.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's a good message to take away from the movie.
Yeah. And collectively, what makes you both happy together.
Right.
If you're in a relationship, it's not about you. It's about you as a unit. You know what I mean?
It's not about you. And it's not about her or them or they or he or whoever. It's about you together.
Yeah. You're a team.
Yeah.
You constantly have to see it as you two versus the world.
Okay, Grindhouse. Okay, Grindhouse. Get out of here, Rose McGowan, with your machine gun leg. That's what she says in that. That's two against the world.
That's 2 against the world, baby.
Oh, okay. Come on. Same difference.
That's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I was thinking more like Bonnie and Clyde.
Would that have been better if John Cusack had just had a machine gun leg in this movie?
Yes.
Just Tim Robbins walks into the store and just shoots. Okay, bye.
Sister Act 3. Nuns with guns.
Nuns. I'd watch that movie. You better be praying to something. God. Yeah. I enjoy what this, I don't know. I enjoy most of this movie, I think.
Yeah. The parts that I liked really
they really hit, right?
Yeah, I really liked. And then the parts that I didn't like, I really didn't like. So It's just one of those movies.
And again, if I could tell that the movie was playing him being terrible as straight, like not for laughs, and he's just terrible, and like we need to see that before he becomes the kind of character he becomes at the end of the movie, then great. But like I can't tell because the movie doesn't, I'm not sure the movie knows. So, which is kind of tonally all over the place. Right. So, and it's a rom-com. It's a drom-com. But it's a rom-com at the center of it still. Like, I think the record store plot line could work as a TV show, and it totally would. I think the stuff with him and Laura is the movie. And then I think kind of the 5 girlfriends thing is like a novel concept. Like, go back and talk to them. Like, I like that as an idea, but I think in execution, it's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah. And then that sounds like it would be its own, like,
right?
Well, it sounds like it would be its own like mini series. Right.
Its own movie. Like that idea alone is kind of
the
its
X's.
Own. Right. I mean, isn't that what Scott Pilgrim versus the World is?
Ish.
I don't really like that movie. So I'm not a huge Michael. I'm not a Michael Cera fan. So,
well, who is?
I like Edgar Wright. I mean, Edgar Wright has made some of my favorite movies of all time, but that is
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead is my least favorite of those 3 movies.
Baby Driver.
I don't like Baby Driver at all.
Oh, I saw it like 7 times in theaters. and then I found out that Ansel Elgort's like a creep and was like,
speaking of needle drops, baby.
Right. So I was like, God damn it. And because I enjoyed Baby Driver.
My favorite part of this movie is that they make fun of Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, I just called to say I love you. And then they end the movie with the Stevie Wonder track. Mm-hmm. I think my favorite Stevie Wonder song, obviously, because of this movie. I listen to that song to this day. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great Stevie Wonder song.
I didn't know that's where it was going to end either. As soon as it said directed by, whatever, I was like, oh, that's the end of the movie. Okay. Left it on a sweet note.
And I think the song is a hopeful song, but it's also a song about reality, because it's not, I know when I fall in love, it will be forever. It's, I believe when I fall in love, it will be forever. And I think that's the big takeaway at the end of the movie, right? It's like, that's what you hope. Like you said, I asked you, where are they now? And we both hope that they're living their best lives in Chicago, unable to afford rent, but making it anyways. You don't want the characters for once in a movie to be miserable, but at the same time, like, I think it's just kind of a nice way of looking at life. You want the best, you hope for the best, even if you can't get it. And, without Deus Ex dead father in this movie, it's just the most convenient plot contrivance. I forgot that's how they get there. I was like, wow, that's just it. Okay. It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. My dad died. I was like, Jesus, he just signed a band.
Yeah, just signed him, and Bruce Springsteen's in here. Like, can tell you, nope, your dad's dead. All right, never mind. So any final thoughts on the movie, Andy?
I think don't wear a Cosby sweater, especially today. But no, final thoughts. It was a good movie. I did enjoy it. The performances were well done, even with its plot choices. Like you said, now that you've pointed it out, it does feel like 3 different movies, and I think that's why the movie is 2 fucking hours.
Covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, I was way more interested in the record store part of this film.
Same.
The trying to get the girl back was okay, but every time he went out on a date with an ex or spoke to an ex, I found myself wondering when the scene's going to end. When are we going to get back to Jack Black? When are we going to get back to the record stores talking about music and stuff? Because that could have just been the whole movie.
Right. And that's like a mid-10s concept for like a Netflix movie.
Yeah, to just make it completely about the record store, and maybe it all happens in one day, kind of like Empire Records. But I liked Empire Records so much, that's not fair for me to try and force this movie to be that movie, because it's not.
It's a different kind of record store movie. That one is more about the record store. This is more about the man. Rob Gordon.
So no, it was a good movie.
Like, this is an Oscar-y movie, right? Yeah. It kind of verges, right? Like, John Cusack realistically could have been nominated for this movie, and I would have been like, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like, because it is kind of serious.
Yeah. So I liked it.
Yeah. Rewatching it, I knew in certain scenes we were going to have problems, like things that you and I were just going to be like, oh, no. But at the same time, I'm glad that those scenes are in the movie, because now it reinforces, like, he is a real, like, pain in the ass piece of shit. Like, but just because he's a pain in the ass piece of shit doesn't mean he always has to be. And that's, that's the hopeful part of the movie. And I think that's kind of the message that in this rewatch comes through, is like, you can be hopeful and you can change. Is it hard to change? Yes. But just because 9 times out of 10, most people don't change, doesn't mean you won't be that 1 out of 10.
Right.
And I think,
and he'll change for the right person.
Right.
That's what it is.
And it doesn't excuse the bad behavior. And I think that's, for us, that's the part of the movie that we just can't get behind, is the bad parts of the movie that are really tone deaf and really, really, really kind of outdated. But at the same time, like, I think the overall message and the performances don't get in the way, don't allow the other parts to get in the way of my enjoyment. Even if, again, some of the scenes and one of the plot lines almost throughout is just poorly handled. And the five girlfriends thing, I always forget about it, because, like, it's a different movie. It's like a subplot from something else that they put into this as kind of like here's how I'm going to get a publisher's attention.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's journey with music through his like exes and how that affects his current relationship. Like if I were an editor or like someone at a publisher in the mid 90s, I would have been like, fuck yeah, I'm on board. Like send me whatever you've got and let's make a deal. And that's exactly what happened.
It's called Sex in the City. That's Sex in the City.
Right. But like, again, like those kinds of things come out of this same idea of like a certain generation of people creating content. Sex in the City is around this time. This is around at this time. It's a level of like apathy in like romantic stuff, like realistic apathy that a lot of movies didn't really approach or have any need or want to approach before these movies, because the generation before was romanticizing things and was making things that were terrible seem to be okay. And in this movie, it still kind of does that. But at the same time, I think it still distances itself enough from the really bad stuff where you're like, okay, I think the movie is somewhat taking. It does take a little bit of a moral stand, I think.
Yeah.
Not much. Because again, undercutting serious moments with jokes is a Marvel thing. It doesn't need to happen in like a serious rom-com, but I enjoyed it. And like I said, this is my John Cusack movie as far as I'm concerned. It's one of my favorite movies still. Like I still really like this movie. I don't relate to the main character as much, but in a lot of ways I do, because like I have grown a lot in the last 10 years as a person.
Sure.
So,
that's why I said, if I had seen this when I was a teen or even like 19, 20, I would have been relating to this guy, convinced that everyone else is against me and I'm not the problem. You guys are the problem. And just that kind of behavior I'm familiar with. But there's this thing called realizing
self-awareness.
Yeah. Having self-awareness and knowing that maybe you are the fucking problem and just, fix it. And it doesn't happen overnight, obviously, but
no,
that's why it's so frustrating I was, watching it as a 29-year-old being like, how old is this guy still acting, the way that he's acting when I've clearly managed to learn from my mistakes and admit to the stereotypical man behavior that is considered like toxic. And this guy hasn't figured it out and he's 34, but like I said, at the end, there's hope, and that's all we have is hope for change. And I think people can change. A character like his needs to change, and I think he's willing to do it for Laura, so that's good.
Right. And I think also for me, when you finally get down to the end of the movie and you kind of have this moment of like kind of self-realization where he's like, maybe I should be making someone else happy. Not because again, you can't tell at the end of the movie if he's happy or if he's just content with being unhappy but making someone else happy. And again, like I feel that. Like as a 32-year-old now, like you said, like when I saw this when I was 16, I definitely took away something a lot different than I do now. And in a lot of ways, I really empathize with where the character was, because in a lot of ways, I kind of felt that when I was in my early to mid 20s, I felt that same kind of irritated attitude about the world, but I don't anymore. And I have other problematic feelings, but those are more directed towards amounts of things on my plate, less the world out to get me.
Right.
And again, it's like you said, it's an emotional maturity thing. It's a distance. It's a growth thing. And I think, again, what's interesting about this movie is this is one of those movies where when you watch it at a certain age, you will get something different from it. And you know what? If you watch it now as an adult, you may not like it at all because you may not really feel like you can get anything from it at all. And I also completely would understand that sentiment as well, as I'm sure you would. Like, I completely get it. There is kind of a certain time and place where watching this movie is a formative thing. And then when you get to a certain age, you realize how bad some of the things were and how kind of not great. But at the same time, you look back on it and you're like, that's art. That's film. If you're getting something different from it each time you watch it, that's a successful movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. It got a reaction out of me.
Yeah. I mean, throughout the entire film, clearly, if you went into it not liking it and you came out of it enjoying it, yeah. Absolutely. And that's a hard thing to do.
It is. Yeah. Well, because once you've lost me,
Right. For most people, it's not just you, right? I mean, if you make a decision on a movie that you are not into it, like you were probably as close as you were ever going to get to turning it off. Right. You probably would have, if not for the fact that
we have to talk about it.
Right. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? Be like, I turned it off. Sorry. Like, okay, well, but you know,
today,
but you know what I mean? Like, again, like, I think that's the success of this movie. This is a weird movie. Mm-hmm. It's a weird movie. It's got a lot of weird idiosyncrasies, and I just can't help but still kind of have a real big spot in my heart for it.
Sure.
And it does make me want to watch the TV series. I just like the movie, in my opinion, in a lot of ways is almost perfect. And I'm not sure what else could be gleaned from the story, but maybe with Zoe Kravitz, maybe it'll be something different. I mean, it will be something different, but maybe the message will be more for people our age. But I still think people our age can take a lot away from this because it's close. I think it's closer in a generational direction than it would be the other way. So
I would hope so.
Yeah. So no, I really like this movie, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it is very different from Empire Records. Tonally very different. So Andy, on that note, where can people find you when you're not here talking about random movies with me?
A Cosby sweater. I'm going to be doing that all day. All social media links is Andy Gnosis, Gnosis. It's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
As for me, cstachiw.com, cstachiw.com. That's my link tree. Go there for all things I work on, which are a lot of things. As for the show, Kulturecast.com, patreon.com/Kulturecast. So you can go to kick a couple dollars our way if you're into it. If not, hey, I totally get it. Times are hard and things are more expensive than they used to be. Isn't that fun? God, if only it were just the gas that were expensive.
Right.
If only.
Meat's expensive. Everything's expensive.
Yep. It's cool. I like it. I'm glad. Makes me feel good. And as always, Andy, thank you so much for joining me. It is a pleasure. And I'm glad you enjoyed the movie. Absolutely. Thank you for having me again. And it's always fun. Yeah, I hope so. Even we're not talking horror movies. We'll catch you on the next episode.